Hello Ashenote class, it's Mr Worsfold here. Some of you may have seen me at school already and some of you might not have done. So I thought I'd introduce myself today and read you the Friday story. Now we have been so impressed at school with your beautiful work you've been doing at home. I think it's really amazing that you're still working so hard and trying your best to learn. Your parents have done an amazing job at being your teacher, haven't they? I think children and parents, you all deserve a big pat on the back. So you get your hand, put it on your back and you say 1, 2, 3, well done me. Now I'm going to read you one of my favourite stories here. It's about a bear who likes honey. He really likes honey. So let's see what he gets up to. It's called The Bumble Bear. Once there was a bear called Norman who loved honey. He really loved it. And he was always sad when it ran out. But getting hold of more honey was always a bit, well, tricky. If only I could be a bee, he sighed. I could have as much honey as I liked. And then Norman had a quite amazing and brilliant idea. Do you think you know what it might be? It was an ordinary morning at bee school. "Hello, bees," said the Queen, who was in charge. "We have a new bee at bee school today." "Ooh," said the other bees. "Everyone say hello to Norman." "Hello," said Norman. "Ooh," said the little bees. "Aren't you a bit big?" asked Amelia, who was a rather clever little bee. "I'm a special bee," said Norman. "I come from a land far away called Giant Bee Land." Said Amelia. But then it was time for lessons to start. Bee School Daily Planner, Norman. They began the day with some painting. Then Norman joined in with buzzing practice bzzz, before everyone settled down for a nice nap. Bzzz. The bees showed him all sorts of games during playtime, and Norman was brilliant at waggly dancing. And then it was time to go home. Bee School is amazing, thought Norman. He couldn't wait to come back the next day. The next morning was even better. Norman was very good at finding smelly flowers, and the bees really liked playing with him. He was so funny and friendly, and he always tried his best, even during flying lessons. I don't think he was very good at flying. After lunch, the bees learned how to chase away anyone who came after their honey, like spiders, mice, toads or bears. Amelia still felt like there was something a bit odd about Norman. She tried to work out what it was. Bears steal honey, smell bad, raw lots. Amelia told the other bees, what she had found out, but they didn't believe her. "Of course Norman's a bee," they said. "Just look at him." "He is not a bee, and I shall prove it," said Amelia. There she goes, buzzing off. She took Norman to the bee's secret honey store. Well, when he saw all that honey, Norman just couldn't help himself. Honey, 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 honey! After all, he really liked honey. "See, Norman isn't a bee, he's a bear," said Amelia. "What the jiggings!" gasped all the little bees. "Humph," said Norman, been caught out now. He was asked to leave bee school at once. Looks really sad, doesn't he? I think he'd quite like being a bee and having all those friends. With Norman gone, things were very quiet at bee school. "Norman was such a funny bee," sighed the bees. "Norman was such a busy bee," sighed Amelia. "Norman was a naughty bear," said the Queen at bee school, "and bee school is no place for bears." But later that night the bees heard a crash and a diabolical whoa. "Oh no," they cried, "it's a bear!" And this bear was big and nasty and trampled all over bee school. It grabbed the hive and started to shake it. Oh no, the hive! The bees tumbled out into a panic. They tried to chase the bear away, but it was just too big and too bad. But then, buzz! A great buzzing beast burst through the trees. Eek! Squeaked the bear. It's a giant bee! And it ran away as fast as it could. The bees were saved and Norman was a hero. They gave him a big pot of honey and the Queen presented him with a special award. You definitely aren't a bee, said the Queen, but you are no ordinary bear. You are, I think, a bumble bear. And bumble bears were definitely allowed to go back to bee school. The end. I think Norman really liked being a bee, don't you? I hope you enjoyed our Friday story, and hopefully we'll be giving you some more stories next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.